Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. Those things we did not get to during the course of the show today. We talked about, if you've already listened to the regular podcast, who is the favorite in your family kind of thing. Tell me you're the favorite without telling me you're the favorite. I think I realized one with Betty today at work. Tell me you're the favorite person at work. When you can call people, when you can text people and ask them to bring you things and they do it, just without question, you are probably the favorite. Betty sent out a text today demanding sweet tea.
Demanding is a tough word. That's not true.
From anybody, from either Chad or our boss, Jeff, and which one of them came through for you?
Let me just explain the situation.
Yeah.
So I love sweet tea. You potties, you know I love sweet tea. And we ran dry here. I don't have any. I've gone 24 hours without any.
Could have bought some.
And so I'll
in.
actually, you know what? I'll actually read for you verbatim the text that I sent because it's not that bad. I just said, Jeff/Chad.
Okay.
Because it didn't matter.
They come in early usually.
Yeah. I said morning! !
That's not how I read it. Morning!
No, morning!
Exclamation point, anger face.
No. So I said, so, I need a favor. Would one of y'all be willing to get your girl a sweet tea? Preferably Chick-fil-A or Sonic.
I love that you put parameters on it.
Well, yeah, because I don't want
I don't want a bad sweet tea.
I might as well not even have a sweet tea if you're going to give me a McDonald's one. Like, please. We're out of tea here, and I've been without for over 24 hours. I don't think either of us want to see what that looks like once we hit 30 hours. Not threatening, just saying. Then with a little girl laughing in front of fire emoji.
Yeah, from Bob's
And then
Burgers.
Jeff immediately texts back and he said, "I'm on it!" !
Yeah, he was.
And he was.
And he came in with, and he didn't go to either of the two places. He went and got you Milos and 2 gallons of it.
Stinking taco stick.
So, that's
maybe I am the favorite.
Interesting to have that kind of pull. I think you might be.
What about
I know. I am probably the least favorite person here right now.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
Not for me.
Got to do the work.
And I did the work. I was doing the work, and that's what got me to be the least favorite. That's the irony to me. Here's the irony of all ironies. Is that there are some people here that think I probably have an attitude problem or that I'm
and rightfully
negative or aggressive or what have you. But I'm truly one of the best employees you have. Like
hardworking.
I work my tail off for this place.
Yeah,
and I'm usually not actually the problem.
Wait. We were just talking about this because if you've ever seen the movie That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks, fantastic movie.
Absolutely.
So there was a guy, he was known as the jerk in the movie. He was the lead singer of the band.
He was driven. He was passionate.
He was very driven, very passionate, but he was the jerk.
That's what some people say.
And we drew a line here.
No one wanted to work.
We kind of understood where it was coming from because I said, I saw the guy on TV and I was telling Wally, oh, that's the guy, the lead singer. He was the jerk. Yeah. And Wally was like, it's interesting how you use the term jerk because he was just well driven and
just working hard.
But I said, but he put the work and the band first over the relationships.
And that's how you got successful.
No. Okay, so you tell the millionaires up on the hill that are lonely, hey, you're successful. Well, not so much in everyone's eyes. Yeah. Yes, you might be in a worldly standard successful.
Right.
But not in a relationship situation. You're not. Because you're lonely. You don't have... So I'm saying money can't buy you everything. Yes, you are.
You sure?
Yes,
that's a pretty big assumption.
Yes.
You're making an assumption because you've never been a millionaire on a mountain.
I'm not saying that all millennials are lonely. I'm saying that money cannot buy you happiness.
Sure. It buys you security.
So I'm saying that just because you're well-driven and successful per se, that doesn't make you a fun person to be around.
I think that... So I'm not fun now.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying you're not always looked upon as the fun person.
Well, yeah, because I'm serious about what I do, and I'm driven, and I want it to be done right, and I want people around me to do it right.
And some people put relationships above.
Right, I put task above.
Right.
Like, to me, the task is the most important. You have to figure out how to accomplish the task, work together, and, be friends at the end of it,
And that's optional.
For me, kind of. Yeah, honestly, yeah. But not with the people directly related to me. Like you, I've always said, hey, I want to make sure you're happy. If you're not happy coming into work, then we get up too early to do this. Like, let's go do something else.
Ooh,
I always want to make sure that your life is good and that you're happy, and I look out for you and I protect you.
Because I'm the favorite.
I know, exactly. But then, like, when Gavin first got here, he didn't have the track record that you had with me. And, yeah, I didn't care as much about his time. You know, it was like, that's part of paying your dues. Deal with it. Like, get it done. Deal with it. I mean, that's life. And that's how I'm wired. I'm very task-oriented.
How he's wired, guys.
I am.
If I had $1 for every time he used the phrase, that's how I'm wired.
That's how I was trained. But
were you?
I was. I was trained
but were
by...
you really?
I was trained by some people that are
Healthy people?
Yeah, I think so. You know them. I think that they were very task-focused, and I knew my place in that task. And kind of like with my daughter, like the statement that no one wanted to hear, people got all upset about one time when we did a Father's Day video, and it was like, don't make me choose between you and your mother because you'll lose every time. Simple statement. It's how I grew up, and I loved it. It's fine for me, But like that statement was like, she knew where she stood. And it's the same thing in work. It's like I knew where I stood, that the product was the be-all, end-all, And I also know that there's a shelf life inside of that for an employee. And as soon as you and I look at this differently, though, too, because you go, every person has a shelf life to a company. And as soon as you stop being useful to that company, then you will be eliminated. And for you look at that and you go, that's the social contract, and you're like, I'm not good with that. That's why I'm not going to give you everything of me, because when you're done with me, you will cut me, and I'm gone. And I mean nothing to you at that point. And so you realize that, and you're like, well, you're not going to own me. And I realize that, but I don't think about it or care, because I'm going to do the work that I want to do, that I'm still working for me ultimately, And
I think it ultimately comes down to what we value.
Correct.
You
Absolutely.
value hard work.
I do.
That's something that you take pride in.
Absolutely.
I, on the other end, take pride in my relationships that I have with people.
Right.
It's something that I really value.
And you have better relationships with more people than I do, because I know I can be a little bit prickly at times, Yeah, that's true. But again, I'm okay with it. It's the people that are close to me, that are in my circle, that I don't want to ever have upset with me.
Yeah.
If other people that I work with...
And then he just won't let it go.
I know. But if people that I work with that I need to get something out of, and I expect them to do a job, and I want them to do it this way, I'm either going to have them do it, and if they don't do it, I'll ask them to do it differently, or I'll do it. I'll just go around them. That's how I was trained, is just get it done.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, could I have better relationships with people? Probably. I've done work to mend different relationships that I had, had a conflict with here. And I'm in pretty good standing with most people here.
Yeah.
Like really, some, they haven't worked
My
with me.
favorite was when I had to sit beside you in a meeting, and before I could even tell you sit down and shut up, you were like, you won't stand for it. And that wasn't towards me. That was towards someone else that was actively speaking.
That was a boss.
And I didn't even have a chance to tell him, sit down, shut up.
I know. It was funny. And that boss was a friend of mine. Like, that's the funniest thing about this. Like, I like the guy, but we had a dust up, And
We had a dust up.
I think that's how guys look at it. I do think most guys look at business or whatever, and you can have a knockdown drag out with somebody, but there's a weird respect that comes from the battle, and you can walk away and be okay with each other. But I don't think women always function on that.
No,
I think you hold things and you harbor the resentment.
Gets catty.
Oh, yeah.
I won't forget.
Oh, I know.
I had a memory like an elephant.
I know. Yeah. You've told me some stories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I know you're friend
watch
drama.
Your back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have drama.
Oh, yeah.
Am I the drama?
I don't know. Speaking of drama, this is crazy. This actually happened in Korea, but you could totally see this happening here because we're raising an entire generation of entitled snowflakes who lack the ability to deal with real life. But
you don't know where Wally stands on things. That's the problem.
That's
He's
the thing.
So wishy-washy.
I really should be more direct.
He's more gray than he is black or white.
There was a middle school teacher in South Korea who asked a kid to solve a problem on the blackboard. So she brings the kid up, hey, solve this problem. Kid couldn't do it, and the kid kid was embarrassed when they didn't know the answer. So the parents sued the teacher for emotional abuse.
Emotional damage.
Like if this kid was up there and the teacher was berating them for not knowing the answer.
Was he?
I don't know. I read the article and it never said that. But apparently they had a problem with the teacher before because their kid was in an altercation with another kid and they wanted the other kid moved out of the class and the teacher wouldn't do it.
So it
there's
came
a history.
from a bitterness there.
Exactly. There's a history.
But I mean, I can't tell you the amount of times I've gotten up to the chalkboard back when I was growing up and I didn't know the answer.
Of course not.
What you gonna do?
Flower, like.
Or they're like, find Y. Okay, Y is right there. They're like, no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, the part of being in school, it's getting called on and it's getting wrong answers. And do you like it? No, it stinks. It's horrible. But does it make you go, maybe I should pay attention and maybe get the answer right next time? There is a social pressure, with things. I used to try to raise my daughter too, like pressuring her socially with things versus like physically. Like I didn't have to spank her hardly at all. She was a good kid. But I would use social pressure on her, like that kind of tactic and things like that.
But when she got pushed on the slide at the mall rec center,
Lost my Jesus.
You're like, that 3-year-old's gonna get it.
No, she was like 8, and and yeah, that big kid. Oof, that almost ended in an altercation with me and parents.
Ended you in jail.
Oh, it could have. That was a bad one.
This grown man tried to beat up an 8-year-old child.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't think you're helping your kid with things like this, though, like these parents suing to protect their child and make them never embarrassed. Like solving your kid's problem, it doesn't help them. It actually destroys them. What gives your kids resilience is when they learn to solve issues and situations for themselves. Because eventually, we're going to have to deal with your kid. We're going to come in contact with them in life, at work, or in a courtroom setting because you didn't do the work with them and you didn't prepare them for life. I think that's what it comes down to. I think there are a lot of kids that are completely unprepared for life as a reality life. Like in their perfect world where they were the star of the show and mom and dad catered to everything and protected them and insulated them from everything, of course they're happy. But you get out into the real world that doesn't give a rip about who you are, where you come from, and you have to make your own way, then they're disillusioned. And no wonder they're sad. No wonder they're depressed. No wonder they're frustrated and despondent because they were set up for failure, I think, in a lot of ways. And I'm not judging all parents like that because there's things that I've made my daughter's life more cushy than it should be.
Right.
I should have made her struggle a little bit more. And so I think we get it wrong. I think every generation,
I bet
you get it a little worse.
Hayden could say the opposite.
Oh, hypothetical Hayden. I might as well be a boomer for him. But yeah, so like I get that. My daughter just let us know that like her lease is up, so we're like, oh no, what's gonna happen? We're like, you know what? Why don't you just come home? Why don't you just come home?
You said that?
Oh yeah, I told her that. I'm like, why don't you just come home? If you're not gonna find another place right there, you can work from anywhere. Come on. But her roommate and her well, I guess not husband yet. They're buying a house, and they're gonna let Haley live there. So Haley will be able to live there, pay rent and everything, but she'll be able to live there until maybe she gets married or something. I don't know, or a year. I don't know what their agreement is. But they're going to be moving while I am gone. Yes!
Because we all know that had you not been gone, she would have said, Daddy!
Yeah, and I would have been... No, I would not have been there for a local move. Now, I told Marty this, my wife. We were talking about this the other day. And I said, this is where she does need to grow up. She has friends. And how many times did you, Betty Rock, call all your friends in the army to move you? Same exact thing. It's like, you have friends. I live 11 hours away. I moved you down there. I got all your stuff there. I moved you twice because I went down there to move the second time. And I'm like, I'm done with that.
Didn't you drive all the way to Florida?
I did.
For her.
Yeah, I did. And so this
For Hayden, he was just around the corner. And Wally was like, nah.
Yeah, get a box. And so so I told Marty, I said, we would even if we were there, I would not go down because I need her to.
You tell Marty a lot.
I know.
For your words say one thing, your actions say another.
No. I need her to do.
Okay, so instead you're going to pay for the movers to come and move. Okay, sure.
No.
Daddy puts his foot down for Haley.
No, I think they're going to do that thing where they move in slowly because their house will be ready before the apartment is up. So they're going to do truck because Haley's boyfriend has a truck, and so they'll just take stuff as they go. But it's a third floor apartment like you hosed us with all those times.
I did hose y'all, but I ordered pizza.
See, I'm too young. I'm too old to fall for that
Here's
anymore.
the thing, though. You said they're moving in slowly. Then it doesn't matter if you're gone or not because they'll probably still be moving even when you get back.
It doesn't matter to me.
Yes, it will.
Right now, she's hating to me on this thing. I hate moving that much.
No, all she's got to do is call you crying.
Yeah.
And you'll say, "Hey, Boodle, how's the move going?" It's fine. Daddy, it's not fine.
I'll be there in a second. I'll charter a jet so I can get there faster. Now all of that to say, if she had said, "Hey, I think you're right. I'm gonna come home for a year and work from home to come to our house," I would have gone down and got her. I'm serious. I would have, and I probably would have paid for it.
Oh my gosh! I can't. I'm never mad about the situation. If anything, I'm jealous of Haley's ability. And
Haley is your Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, for sure. But I know that if my parents had the ability to spoil me more,
they would have.
They totally would have.
Yeah, your dad would have.
It's just that I didn't have that opportunity, and that's fine. Yeah. They did what they could, and I definitely was probably spoiled more than a kid with a sibling.
Like, think of this. You're in your late 30s, and your dad still, makes cards for you and sends you gifts every, occasion. Like, he's a great dad.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I love that. And so that's a way of spoiling you without money.
Is he going to Tiffany's?
No.
Does he go to Dollar Tree? For sure.
Funny thing about Tiffany's. When I was working at Radio Disney, I cannot tell you the amount of money I used to make. It was ungodly. Okay. So I went on a trip one time and I brought Marty, because Marty's like, "Oh, the blue box." And so I brought Marty back.
She's got expensive taste.
A blue box with a Tiffany, I think it was a bracelet at the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I can't show up with that one for Haley. And so I showed up with a Tiffany blue box for Haley, and she was 3.
No!
Yes.
Where is that thing now?
I have no idea.
You gotta know where that is.
I have no idea. So yeah. But again, if
she can't pay her rent or her car note, sell the baby bracelet from Tiffany's.
No.
She's not wearing it.
No, I don't know where it is. Yeah, Marty probably knows. But yeah, again, that was a lot of money. That was the kind of money I was making that I don't make here, but I was making there. That I was good with it. And I saved a bunch and I invested well, and that's what's setting me up to be able to retire. Eventually. So I did try to spoil her. I did.
You tried. I think you succeeded.
Yes, mission accomplished. Sure. What do you got?
Okay, so I've got a list of celebrities that they were told, or we are told, that they are rude and difficult to work with.
Oh, we should have done this right on the heels of the conversation about me.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I probably won't agree with any of it.
I don't know if any, we don't know. We got to take it with a grain of salt. One of them was, Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe.
See, again,
she seems so nice.
People who are driven and work hard, they expect that from people around them, and they'll get labeled as a diva sometimes. Again, people could try to label me as a diva or whatever, but I don't ask for things. I don't ask for coffee makers in my office or a parking space. I ask for gear that I use every day to work.
He asks for someone to figure out the programs that he doesn't care to learn because he won't do it. He needs someone to learn those programs and then communicate with other people because he refuses to communicate with them on the programs that the company has chosen.
The only reason I have you doing that, okay, diva. But it's not about, again, it's not about luxury. It's about, like, that's not how I work. I work through email and through that flow.
It's just how you're wired.
I'm wired.
It's
exactly.
just how you're wired. No one gets it.
No, I know.
Oh, gosh. Mike Myers. Someone said he was difficult. They said that he had a guy on set on Cat in the Hat who would hold chocolates for him in a Tupperware container.
Oh, I love that. Boy, that kind of power makes me want to go make fudge too, by the way.
No.
That's awesome. To be that wealthy, that you have a chocolate guy, like how great is that?
Jimmy Fallon made the list. Said last year he was accused of creating a toxic work environment and having erratic behavior behind the scenes.
I wonder if he's drinking. Like, because that was a problem for him.
Don't start
No,
a
that was a
rumor.
problem for him. No. There was a problem for him. Like, he's such the nice guy, like, sidestep that stuff. But, like, Ellen, she sidestepped that stuff for a long time and had created a toxic work environment. And it was the thing that actually ended up undoing her, which is crazy. So, yeah, I don't find that hard to believe. I don't trust Fallon. His eyes are too close together.
And then finally, Jennifer Lopez, no surprise. They said that she has a list of demands. When she performed for the World Video Music Awards in 2010, she requested a custom speedboat, diamond-encrusted headphones, and a helicopter on standby.
Nice.
Can we believe that?
That seems hard to believe.
She's just Jenny from the block.
Yeah, that seems way like, was it for the videos or so? I don't know. That's just... I mean, I guess if you're a production company, you're like, okay, we'll just rent this stuff. But I'm sure it wasn't like I get to keep it, but that's nuts.
That's a little over the top.
The tour riders are always funny to me. Like every once in a while, like a list of what artists ask for on tour shows up. Christian artists, it's funny because it's so nothing. They're like, I'd like Buffalo Wild Wings to be delivered to the bus after the show so we can eat before we head to our next town. And that's like a splurge. Or they have like a lot of times they have food requirements and like things. It's hard for them to just go out and buy on the road, like socks, and stuff like that. You'll see that. You'll see like tube socks.
I used to have a roommate that was part of a Christian band, and there were so many times that as a Christian band, if you requested anything, it wasn't crazy at all. They'd be like, what?
They doubt your faith.
Yeah. They're like,
you're just in this for the chocolates.
Yeah. They're like, you want us to do that? They would ask them if it would be okay if they just stayed at someone, like let's say they were performing at a church. They'd say, well, we have this member that's willing to open up their house to you and all the band members to stay at. Like,
no.
Wait, what? But if you said we each need our own hotel rooms.
Sure.
What?
I know.
We're a nonprofit. Like, you can't do that.
That's the lucky thing for you
tough.
Working on an all-guy show is that when we travel, you instantly get your own room. Like, it's without a question.
Fantastic.
Sometimes I've had to share with Zach back in the day, and I'm at the place where I'm not in college anymore. I'm not sharing a room with anybody anymore just because I don't want to.
Wasn't it, Zach, that y'all had to get a room together, but there was a clear shower?
Oh no, that was when I was
to the bathroom.
That was when I worked at 99X in Atlanta, and I had to share a room with one of the other guys on the show. And the wall, it was an Ian Strager hotel, which is like he's like this artist guy. So yeah, the shower, the wall was a shower, a clear glass wall that was right into the bedroom area.
Who does that?
I don't know.
That's so stupid.
Like, I mean, yeah. Like, I don't even know if I want to see that.
They must have given you the honeymoon suite.
I have no idea. So we took a mattress and stuck it up against the wall. One time I had to share a room with Fat Kid, our intern.
Oh my gosh.
And we stuck an ironing board between us.
Oh my gosh.
And I couldn't take it anymore. I made him sleep in the tub.
High maintenance?
That one, yes. Like if I was going on a trip now, and they were like, unless it was like a missions trip, like if you're going to Africa, I get it, that's fine. But if I was going on a trip now and they're like, hey, we're gonna need you guys to share a room, and I'm like, okay, I get it. You want to save some money? Fine, I'll pay for my own room. Like I would come out of my own pocket for that 1 billion %. Billion %.
What if it was?
I don't even want my daughter to share a room with me anymore. I don't. Like when we go on vacation still, like she's still like tagging away. She's still getting the invite from my wife. And like I don't want her to share a room with me anymore.
But then she's like, but Daddy, I can't pay for a separate room.
I know.
So I guess you're going to have to pay.
And at this point, I think I say I would, but then we had we were going to have her go with us on one. And I was like, well, can we do another room? And then my wife told me how much it was. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, okay, I'll just go use the bathroom downstairs in the public restroom. Because that's what it's all about. Horrible.
Times.
All right, you got any birthdays?
Yes, I do. I'm actually going to do one that's a couple of days from now, but because I'm taking the day off tomorrow and Gavin's out on paternity leave, we will not be doing a show tomorrow. Then Monday is Labor Day?
Yeah. Holiday.
And so we have the day off, so we will be back on Tuesday. But
hopefully in full force. Hopefully young Gavin will be back on Tuesday as well. That's the plan anyway.
Yeah. Kathy wants to wish her grandmother a happy birthday. She's celebrating on the 31st.
Oh, Gam.
She said, I love my grandmother because she is the best.
I think that was from a Ryan Reynolds movie, that the proposal. I think Betty White's it was called Gam or something like that.
That sounds like something he'd do.
Yeah, I think if I want to do a topic about this, about like what your grandma name is, I would like Marty to be Gam. I think that's great.
You can't choose her grandma name.
I should be able to have some say in it.
Who says?
I don't know.
Well, what if she says you need to be called something dumb?
That's fine. I don't care.
Like pee-pee.
Pee-paw. Hey, Pee-paw, get over here.
Something real country.
Hey, we're bringing the chillin' to you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question from Jamie and Bobby. If you had to spend 1 year in space with someone, can be anyone alive or dead, other than a spouse or child, who would it be and which planet would you live on? Let's just start with the person.
Yeah, that's tough.
Anyone.
Who would you pick? Oh, Mike Rowe. I would pick Mike Rowe so you couldn't. I would pick Mike Rowe so you couldn't. No, but
that's rude.
Yeah. How bad would that be? Let me run this hypothetical situation for you. Okay.
Yeah.
So you pick Mike Rowe to live on a planet far, far away for a year. It's just you, Betty Rock, and Mike Rowe. That's it. Mm-hmm. So in essence, you are the last woman on the planet. Mm-hmm. And now you are there and you're coming home and he has not asked you to marry him yet.
Oh, man.
You literally were the last woman on the planet.
And I still didn't get a
came up
proposal.
empty. I don't think I would pick Mike Rowe if I were you. I would pick somebody else. I would pick somebody you at least had a shot with, you know?
Yeah. That's true. Man.
Alive or dead. I mean, you can pick Elvis. You love Elvis.
I do. But then I'm afraid that I would not like him after that.
Let's go with this. Let's not go with romantic. Let's go with who would be interesting for a year on a planet with you. Because I would have to pick a guy because I know, like, if I'm on a planet alone with a woman, she's going to fall in love with me. Like, there's nothing I can do. Like, I can't do anything about it. Like, it's just going to happen.
It's just how he's wired,
right.
guys. You don't get it.
Yeah,
you wouldn't understand.
So it's not. So I don't want that headache, okay? And so I'm going to go Ryan Reynolds. He makes me laugh.
Oh my goodness.
Ryan Reynolds genuinely makes me laugh. Yeah. And so I would want somebody, and you've always said that humor is a big thing to you. Like, I would think you'd want someone to be funny or entertain you, make you smile when the Martian winter is hitting.
You know what who I would go with?
Matt Damon.
Just because you couldn't have him then?
What?
Nate Bargatze.
No!
I'd go with Nate Bargatze.
I was flying him in. No, we were flying him in for a special show on Mars.
It's me.
Dang it, that's a good idea.
Me and Nate Bargatze. Me and Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, because then I don't have to like be intimidated by body shape, with Ryan Reynolds, Oh, dadgummit, that's a great call.
You didn't
Good
think
pull.
enough.
Good pull on that one.
All right, now we're on to
Wicked Plans, Wicked Plans, every kind of Wicked Plans! Rain. Betty Rock cursed everybody in our area.
I love a good rainy day.
4-day weekend for her.
I'm looking forward to it.
3-day for me. And she's like, it's going to rain. And she's so happy about that.
Love it.
Like, it hoses me, and she's so happy about that.
You've had so many sunny days. It's not even funny. Like, just give me this one rainy day.
Why do you want to be sad and depressed?
It's not sad and depressing for me. I love the sound. I love the smell. I love the sight. I love it all.
Till it turns into a tornado.
Well, then I got a problem.
Yeah,
but I
and then
love the
it's
thunder.
death.
I love it.
Oof.
It comes across as cozy,
Really?
warm, and it makes you feel like, well, I got to stay inside. I have an excuse.
Yeah. The problem with it is, like, when you're inside on a rainy day, it makes you want to bake. Like, for me, it's like I want to make cookies, I want to make a cake, I want to make fudge. I don't know why that is,
Yeah,
but you don't? You're like, I want to lay here.
I want to nap.
And I want to just lay here, and I want my cats to go, why are you laying there? Poke me, poke me, poke me, poke me, poke me. See if I'm still alive.
Your impression of me is not it.
Yep.
I sound like a man.
It is not it at all.
Okay, so we've got rain starting on Friday, possibly Saturday and Sunday. Here's hoping.
Do you have anything planned with your friends for Labor Day? Where you actually have the day off?
But that doesn't mean that I won't.
Yeah.
We kind of fly by the seat of our pants. I could say the only plans I have right now are tomorrow I'm going over to my mom and dad's. That's all I know right now.
Nice.
And I'm going to sleep late. Those are the two things I know for sure are going to happen, and I'm excited about it.
Well, there you go. I'm excited about getting a coffee tomorrow. Like, cause I'm coming in.
Yeah,
I'm coming in not to do the show. I'm gonna work offline and do like a whole litany of stuff I got to get done.
So this is kind of a new thing that we've been. This has never been done before.
Yeah, I don't know that we can do it a lot, but like for times like this,
it's a good thing because it gives you the time to catch up on things that have been on the back burner.
Sure.
So he's gonna get all juiced up and caffeinated on his coffee,
Very
and
excited.
I don't have to put up with it.
I'm getting a large. I'm getting the beast, and I'm getting it non-decaffeinated.
I hope they mess it up.
Again, you always root against me.
Well, because it's fun.
I know it is fun for you.
What are you going to do on the weekend?
I have no plans. My wife has asked me this 14 times. There's not really any great movies out. And then she's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's going to have to be inside. I'll play pickleball Saturday. Oh, I'm playing tonight too. But like...
drink water.
I know.
Eat something.
We're eating dinner tonight
Blacking
early.
out is not normal.
That happened to me in the shower the other day too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You need to go to a doctor. When was the last time you went to just a normal doctor?
Probably a year ago.
No.
Probably. Yeah, probably a year. I go once a year. But like I stood up and like I was like, oh, like the heat and whatever. And normally I kind of go, oh, and I kind of catch myself. This time I was like, oh, and I had to squat down because I thought I was going to fall and like crack my head. And then paramedics are going to be like, well, this is embarrassing for all of us.
That reminds me, I'm listening to a new podcast about medical marvels or medical mysteries. That's what it is, medical mysteries. Boy, have I learned a few things. I've told Wally a few of them, and it's like, wow.
Creepy.
Didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, and it is. So yeah, I don't know what. My weekend is just totally wide open right now. So
That's
church,
exciting.
and then I'll probably cook something out on, everyone grills out on Labor Day.
Yeah.
So I'll probably
That's
grill some
exciting,
steaks or
though. That'll
something.
be fun.
Yeah, it's a little downtime, I guess. All right, that's going to do it for your Aftercast for today. And again, we will see you on Tuesday. And thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.